All right. Hey, good morning. Sorry, I'm 2 minutes late. I was on the phone with a trustee. There's the house going into auction in Tombstone, Arizona today. And because it's in Tombstone, the auction is actually held on the courthouse of Cochise County, which is in Bisbee. So Bisbee is about 3.5 hours away from here. So if we're going to be bidding on this property, we have to hustle and get down there to bid on the property. It is a trustee that actually will let you bid remote, but you have to get registered with them and get everything going. So a lot of details on just to get that one auction done this morning. So I had a friend reach out this morning, said, hey, I'm interested in buying this property in Bisbee. What can we do to make that happen? So we may or may not be on that one, working on that right now. So that's why I was a few minutes late. Thanks for bearing with me. So today we're going to actually talk about the subject of HOAs, okay? So I don't know if you live in an HOA or not. So I'm not a big HOA hater. I know a lot of people in real estate are like huge HOA haters. I live in an HOA. I've lived in an HOA for the last 20 years with my wife. And for the most part, I'm a fan of HOAs. I like how they can regulate some of the neighbors to keep the yards clean. I like the camaraderie of the community. If it's a gated community, that's great. So I'm not like this huge HOA hater. Even me as the pig farm boy, right? Growing up on the pig farm and growing up in a town where there's just no HOAs, no organization. You'd think that I would absolutely be one of those big haters. I'm just not. A lot of the real estate gurus out there just hate them and they talk bad about them. But that being said, I want to tell you an interesting story about an HOA. And I want you to be the judge and for you to reach out to me and say, hey, was I in the wrong on this scenario? So this is an interesting story. So we bought a house to flip in Gilbert in an HOA. It's not gated. It's just a smaller community. And this particular house had no street parking whatsoever. You couldn't park on the street. So if you're visiting, you have to park in the visitor parking, 30, 40, 50 yards away and walk to the house. And you couldn't even park in the driveway because the driveway is like one of these half driveways. And you're actually lucky it's a single car garage, but it's one of those garages that makes you feel like you can only put a golf cart in this garage, right? I mean, why do they even put these garages on houses if you can't pull like a car into and open your door without hitting the wall? So anyways, so we're rehabbing this house, making it beautiful and bringing value to the neighborhood and into the HOA. So we had one of our contractors' trucks parked outside. And for a contractor that is rehabbing a house in an HOA, for him to park 50 yards down and bring tools back and forth all day long, it makes zero sense to do that, right? So naturally, they're going to break the rule. They're going to park in a no parking right in front of the house on the street, and they're going to walk in and out and fix the house up. They're not going to listen to the rules. I personally wouldn't be following that rule either. Let me know if I'm wrong. So that being said, all of a sudden this contractor's in the house. He hears his car alarm going off. So he walks outside just to see his truck with all of his tools, all of his livelihood, getting towed down the street, with his alarm going off as he proceeds to chase after it, but it's just too late. It's gone. So he actually calls Connor on the phone and was breathing hard because he's chasing his car down. Says, they took my truck. They took the truck. And Connor's like, what do you mean they took the truck? He's like, it's gone. And I think Connor was thinking like maybe it was stolen and didn't really know right when the call happened, what's going on. Right. And so Connor got to the bottom of it. Me and Ethan are standing right there. This tow truck, someone called in the HOA community and this truck was illegally parked. And so the HOA called out a tow truck and towed this guy's car. So for me, I don't get lit up too easily. I was pretty lit up. I mean, I called the HOA person and I just said, look, you guys stole this truck. I mean, you can't just take a truck, well, she's like, well, it's in a no parking. I'm like, yeah, you're right. But this is like a commercial vehicle that's beautifying your HOA and you're towing it. Where do you want us to park? In the guest parking. How can you run a paint hose from the guest parking 50 yards down to fix a house? Well, park in the garage. You can't park a construction truck in this driveway, let alone in the garage. I'm like, what do you want us to do? So we go through this, conversation back and forth while the truck's being towed to the yard, and Connor's headed over to pick up our contractor to take him to basically follow the tow truck to pick it up. It costs like $250 to get this truck, out of the tow yard. And so the HOA gal's like, hey, you can send not a protest, but something to try to get your money back or anyway. So we basically sent this paperwork saying, hey, we don't think that you guys should have towed it and you should reimburse it, and they declined it. So fun story. That's a live story in the house of flipping a house, and kind of a fun one. So I wanted to recap that with you guys. Just wondering if you guys have any solutions on how we could have done that better not to get the truck towed. I can't think of any personally. So anyways, hey, appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Have a good day out there. Let me know how I can help you. And we will be talking to you soon. We'll see you.